Caroline,
Yeah.
Santa's got a brand new bag. This is episode 53 of the Elbow Nudge Podcast.
I'm Caroline. This is Tony. And this week we're talking about the movie
Elf.
Elf. We're in it. We're in the Christmas spirit, Tone. It only took the second week of December, but we're finally here.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting month to celebrate Christmas because not revealing anything, but
I
it
thought
might
you were
not.
straight up going to reveal it.
No. We're doing Christmas movies, but not. I mean, we did Coco as the first week.
We did. That was
So
also
it's
our
going to be a little
comeback
different.
episode.
That's all I'm saying. It's going to be a little different.
This is not going to be a Christmas centric month, but we are still going to give an ode to the best holiday, Christmas.
And then at the end of the month, we'll see which movie was the best Christmas movie.
We will.
Yep.
Okay.
Of the 4 movies we're watching this month, which one is the best Christmas movie?
This is not fair to our audience. They're not in on the joke.
Don't worry. They'll know. We'll remind everyone 2 weeks from now.
Will we? Will
Yeah,
we?
I won't forget.
Oh, okay. Okay. I trust you. But today we're talking Elf. Now, I think this is
Why did we watch
becoming.
this?
That was the one question I was dreading to hear from you.
Really?
I could it
That's
just
my
feels
favorite question to ask you.
what it's the most obvious question. It's like, why do we watch this movie? Oh, because it's Christmas, Tony. That's why.
No, not always. Out of all the movies we could have chosen.
Well, when we sat down to plan out our films,
Mm-hmm.
and I noticed in our calendar, I was like, okay, let's start picking some choice Christmas movies. We threw some out there. And if I remember correctly, you said you hadn't seen Elf. And I said,
Wait. It's a little different than that.
Oh, okay.
I said I saw it, but I only remember
That's
very
right.
vague scenes.
That's
And if I
right.
see it again, it'll be a brand new movie.
That's right. That was the exact wording. Yeah.
I was telling you, I remember some scenes of him in the shower and like him, being big in North Pole. And then while we were watching, I'm like, okay, I remember this scene. I remember the snowball fight. And then when they were at the dinner table and he was glugging on the soda, I'm like, okay, now I remember how it ends and I'm excited. But yeah, I didn't know the whole plot though. Like there was a lot that I was missing and I couldn't remember.
You didn't know the whole tapestry. You just knew a little bit of it.
Yeah. But yeah, go on.
And when we were kind of narrowing down, because as everybody knows, there's a lot of Christmas movies. A lot. And so to kind of narrow down which ones we needed to cover and everything, as soon as, and you were the one that mentioned Elf. You were like, we could do Elf. I was like, we got to do Elf. Like I have a history with this movie. It's my best friend's, like one of her faves. We quote it all the time. And even like in my group of friends here, we just will say random lines from Elf, like the bye buddy, hope you find your dad, like as we're leaving and stuff like that.
The narwhal.
Yeah. I love it. That little walrus. So so cute. It's a really good like movie, and it brings back a lot of memories for me.
What are some of the quotes? You got any more?
I wrote some down. Let's see here. I'm a cotton-headed money muggins. I'm a cotton-headed ninny muggins.
I like that.
No, buddy, you're not a cotton-headed ninny muggins.
I wrote it down just to remember it for the future because that's a good one.
You're gonna just casually say it or what?
Yeah, if I'm getting mad online or something,
Aw,
I'll probably drop it.
freaking Barbados. He's a cotton-headed ninny muggins.
Yeah.
I wrote down. So I don't know if I've mentioned it to our audience before, but I've mentioned it to you many times. I get really bad secondhand embarrassment, and it's actually for that reason. I have never watched this movie by myself. Like I've never seen this movie because, I feel like watching a Christmas movie. I'm going to put on Elf, or it's on TV. I'm just going to watch it. I've never done that. I've seen Elf maybe 4 or 5 times, and I think 4 of them were with Ashley because I was over at her house or something and it was on.
She played it right before you came over.
She just had it on.
The DVD.
She's that person. She's the one that like.
It was November 1st, and she's like, "Come on over."
It's Elf time.
She just finished liking Mariah's tweet And then she popped on Elf.
Well, you know what? No, because like another time, when I worked at the college, my coworker, we were really good friends, and we had a really good relationship with our boss. He would let us like play music in the office, watch movies in the office, as long as like the work was getting done, as long as we were making sure computers were fixed and updated and everything. And I remember it was already December, and my coworker, she goes, "Oh, let's put on Elf." And I was just like, "Okay." Like I've seen this, but so every time it's always been because somebody else has been like, "Let's watch it. Let's watch it." And it's because I get really bad secondhand
Yeah, let's
embarrassment.
come back to this. Why?
I
Name the
get
scenes.
I get really bad secondhand embarrassment. I think a majority of this movie's comedy is based on that. Is based
Oh,
on like
really?
the secondhand embarrassment of like somebody like me who gets it really bad. That's why I can't watch it on my own. I'm like, nope, 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 nope.
Which so it's not just the singing parts then. I was waiting for you to say that. Is
Well, like
more than that?
it's like the ones that I wrote down that like stood out to me because I think once you get to the final third of the film, it's really heartfelt and it becomes that like classic Christmas movie with tugging on your heartstrings and Santa and all that. But the first two thirds, that's really reliant on the secondhand embarrassment scale. All the montages of Buddy not fitting into New York, the Christmas gram, the I'm singing, I'm here, and I'm singing, and I'm
I was
happy.
adopted.
I was adopted, and I love you, and I'm singing, like all of that.
That I get. That didn't bother me, obviously.
No,
But really, the montage stuff,
I
him
was
just
gonna
running through the turning the what's it called?
Yeah,
Rotating
the
doors.
turn it's not a turnstile, it's yeah, like a
Rotating doors.
yeah,
What's it called?
you're the New Yorker.
Hey, I'm
Hey,
Santa here. How you
hey,
doing?
you walking here, you talking here.
I like that fake Santa. How you doing?
You got that. You caught that right away. I was paying attention,
That's
but
how I knew he was fake. I'm like, hold on a second.
he doesn't even say ho ho ho. He goes ho. Hey, how you doing?
Hey, oh,
we
where's the
got a gabba,
Stromboli?
we got a gabagool over
We got the
here.
gabagoo. How you doing, kid? What you want for Christmas?
I feel like I feel like I'm hearing the real Tony. This is you underneath the no accent. You cover this up every day. You stare in the mirror and you talk normal, and I'm using air quotes normal for
New
like
normal.
you talk in your current fake accent and you have to like transition out of your New York accent.
Oh, you're saying so I have to warm up. I
You
sound like
do,
this in the
yeah.
morning.
Exactly. You sound like that in the morning.
How you doing, Pops? Good morning. I'm going to the bathroom.
You're walking into your living room, you see that tree. What the hell is this?
What the hell is this? Yeah.
That's how you sound like default. You have
All
to
right, just to
work.
give a little context on that, I've been living in Florida for 10 years with my dad. We've
Yeah.
never had a Christmas tree. Never. And
Hmm.
this year, randomly, I come home late at night, hanging out with my sister. And then it's like, what? Just a tree is lit up in the corner.
You have a Christmas tree in your house.
I paused for a moment, like, how did that get here? What the hell is this? And then I went home went to my room, went home. I went for a walk, had to
Yeah.
contemplate what was going on in the house.
I want to get that scene from when the dad walked in and looking at the tree. What the hell is this?
Yeah, that was me. That
I
was
need to
me.
make a meme out of that. It's exactly you.
Anyway, rotating doors, I guess. There's another name. I just forgot what it's called.
The New Yorker doesn't know what a rotating door is.
Revolving doors.
Revolving
Revolving
doors.
doors.
That sounds right. That
Yeah, it's a
sounds right.
revolving door. Yep. So yeah, all of that was secondhand embarrassment, cringeness for you.
For me, yeah. Yeah.
Why?
I mean,
How?
it's
How
not as
exactly?
bad as the like there's levels. There's levels. The I'm singing is like peak.
That was funny.
We should also explain that that's like your humor. Like that's like the office humor. All of that secondhand embarrassment humor. You crack up at that. And I'm dying over here.
I was laughing at all the moments you were laughing at when he was sitting on a pig in the corner.
Yeah, but I'm saying your laughs were genuine. My laughs are like the awkwardy laughs, like, yeah, exactly. There's we're not the same.
You're from Texas. I'm from New York. We're
We
not the
should also
same.
we should be we should be very transparent also because guys, we just saw the movie.
Oh yeah,
Like
I forgot to say at the beginning. We're hot off the heels
we are
of
hot off the
watching it
heels.
all.
We have no plans. We
No, I have
actually have
no, I have a list of. I'm gonna ask you stuff
I'm
about the
so glad.
movie.
I have nothing. I'm really just spitballing here.
Wow. Okay. No, I have questions here and stuff like that. Yeah. Let's start with a good comparison. Are you ready?
Okay. Okay. Okay.
All right. So this movie, we find out early on that the belief in Santa Claus
No.
gives him power.
Uh-huh.
Now, this reminds me of Pennywise because the
Oh no.
feared Pennywise.
Oh no.
What? I'm not
Tony.
even done yet.
Tony. Tony.
I'm not even done yet.
uh, uh, okay. Okay. Go on.
Fear for Pennywise.
Oh my god.
Pennywise needs fear.
Oh my god.
Santa needs belief. That's as far as I got. What are your thoughts on that?
What next? Is New York hell? Is that going to be this next comparison?
No,
The
no.
buddy
That's not
left
this type of
the
movie. That's
North
not this type of
Pole and
movie.
he went to hell.
No, no, no.
Is the
I didn't
North
even think
Pole
about that
hell?
once.
Or is it the afterlife?
No. I didn't think about that one time.
Mm. So, this Santa wise
Uh-huh.
comparison,
Uh-huh.
is that just because Pennywise is always on the brain? You still back in El Boonage?
That's the first thing that just popped into mind when I heard that. He has a Kringle 3000 powered by belief.
I wonder if he, before setting out on Christmas Eve, I wonder if he looks at his engine and says, I love you, 3000.
I like that. I like that.
Thank you.
Very good.
Thank you.
You got Iron Man on the brain? All right.
It's a Favreau movie.
But here's what I was thinking too. So if the Kringle 3000 is powered by belief, then
Wait,
what are the what?
I think you're getting a little confused.
Yeah, I realized the way I said it. Hold
Yeah,
on.
yeah, yeah.
Hold on.
Okay.
The reindeers are also powered by belief, right? They can't fly without
The
belief.
reindeer sleigh combination is powered by belief.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say because they should be able to fly on their own.
That's powered by belief. And then
That's new lore for elf.
Yes.
Because not my Santa. My Santa could fly on his own.
Hashtag Santa can fly. Superman style.
Oh no, with the sleigh, of course, and the reindeers, but you don't need to believe in him. He'll just put you on the naughty list if you don't believe.
Oh, does that mean I'm on the naughty list?
Can we talk about this? Can we talk about this for a moment?
We're gonna starting hot.
I was a big Santa believer.
I think we talked about this last year. Yeah, this
Yeah.
in the Tooth Rat.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So watching this movie again, I feel like my heart was cracking open a little bit. Like I was kind of accepting the Christmas spirit
Like the Grinch.
a little bit. Yeah, I started to remember how I felt about Christmas. I used to.
All the letters you would write to Santa.
Yeah.
Do you
I would
have
ask
like
what?
this is a sidebar question. I don't mean to cut you off, sorry, but you know how like in the Christmas Story, it's a Red Ryder BB gun?
Say it again. What?
You know how in the movie The Christmas Story, Ralphie wants a Red Ryder BB gun.
Oh,
And
okay.
that's the toy that he wants. That's the whole like movie is about him wanting that Red Ryder BB gun. And for you as a kid, did you have that toy that you were like writing letters to Santa for? Like
Yeah.
the toy.
I was asking for a Game Boy with
Oh.
Pokemon Red.
Oh,
I never got it.
wow. Oh. Maybe you're with me on the naughty list.
No, well, I got presents. I got presents.
I mean, but if you're
I
on
don't
the
know
naughty
how much of this I told in Miracle on 34th Street, by the way. But yeah, I never got what I asked for, but everything I got, I was very happy to get. I always
That's
loved it.
nice. That's
That's where I
sweet.
got like my Woody toys and Spider-Man, and my mom got me all these toys, but never what I wrote down. Because now that I think of it, she's not gonna know what a Game Boy is. She has no idea how to look that
Oh.
up. Yeah.
My mom
I
got
bet
me a
she
Game
didn't even know what Pokemon is still. I could ask her what Pokemon is, and she wouldn't know.
I think mine was like a Game Boy Advanced SD, but that's what they were called, right? SD or SP?
SP.
SP.
Yeah.
It was a red Game Boy Advance, and I think I got Mario Kart on it. And then Davey got the blue one, and my parents even bought like the cable so you could connect the Game Boys and you could play against each other.
Yeah, the link cable.
Yeah. I remember we played it so much though, and then we would fight, and then my dad would put the link cable above the microwave so we couldn't reach it.
Oh.
He'd be like, "No more playing together, y'all gonna fight too much."
Man, but you guys were on the nice list. You got your Game Boys.
We
It's
did,
pretty
but that
good.
that wasn't the it toy for me though. The it toy for me was the Barbie Princess and the Pauper Dream Castle. Oh, I loved it.
I'm sure a lot of girls can relate.
Oh, yeah. All the girls in the
Did you get
audience are
it?
like, "Yes, I did get it." Yeah.
You
My
got it?
my mom, so, like, I've told you, and I think I told this on the Miracle on 34th Street episode, I don't believe in Santa. I'm okay saying it.
Yeah,
I
you're
don't
an adult.
I don't believe in that fat old man. Santa don't got no
Caroline,
granny
hey,
back.
hold on. We just
Yeah,
saw Elf.
yeah,
We
yeah.
just. Where's the respect? He's just being kind. He eats cookies and he
Tony,
leaves
I don't
presents.
believe in no Santa Claus. I believe in the
That's why
birth
he's
of
not making it
Jesus.
to your house anymore.
So when I was growing up as a kid, well, even now, it's not like when I just a childhood thing. It was always Jesus. It was always like, "Oh, Jesus got you this," and I was like, "Jesus." So when I, it's exactly how it sounds. But years later, my mom told me the real story how she got that castle.
Oh, okay.
It was so funny. She said that, and she left. I had so my two grandmas, my abuela and my grandma. So abuela's dad's mom, grandma's mom's mom. She left me with my abuela, so and me and my brother, so that way she and my grandma could go to Toys R Us on Black Friday because they were like this. There was a huge sale, and apparently there was a certain Toys R Us in San Antonio, and it was the only Toys R Us in San Antonio that had the castle. And so she said she went to that Toys R Us to be like, let's go and see if they have it. Let's go. And then like we'll also get like other toys. Like she didn't want to just give me the castle, she wanted to give me the Barbies. And then Davey was super into like those Hot Wheels where you would get the tracks and you could like make your own
Yeah.
track. So she would get him all that. And she found it. She found the castle. She's got it in this basket. And the line is like wrapping around the store, not outside, but inside. Like they've got their own Hot Wheel track of loop de loops of lines in the store. And my mom looks at it and goes, "Well, she's not getting this for Christmas. There's no way I'm standing in line that long." And my grandma's like, "But we have it." Like, no. And my mom's like, "No, we're just going to leave it here and let's go." And
Wait, so
as
she had
she
it,
had the
and she just had to
castle
wait in line to
in
pay
her
for it?
hand, and she was like, "I'm not waiting that long. That line is way too long. I'm just gonna go. Like, there's no way that I'm gonna wait in line this long. I'm gonna be here all day." And my grandma's like, so there they are. They're like about to walk out of the store, and they leave the basket with the castle by the entrance, like not outside the store, but like it's there. And as they're walking out, a girl goes, "Yeah, I just opened up line 3." And my mom, without missing a beat, grabs that basket with the castle again and rushes to line 3. Brand
She
new
made it
cash
first
register.
one?
She made it first one. And my mom was like, "If that cash register lady didn't open up, you would not have gotten your castle." And I remember looking at my mom and being like, "You know who opened up that register? Jesus."
That's miracle number one.
That
I
was
thought we were
me.
gonna have a Turbo Man situation here, but this was the reverse.
This is a big time reverse. I remember telling mom, like, "Mom, like that was
This was like she
my toy."
found it very easily, but like,
Eh.
too long.
Miracle number one was finding that castle in the first place. And then miracle number two was the cash register being
That
open.
lady.
That lady saved my Christmas.
Shout out to that Target lady, or where was it?
Toys R Us.
Toys R Us lady,
RIP
and
Toys
also
R Us.
RIP Toys R Us.
Yeah. But that was my like it toy. It even had like this piano on the inside. and you could press it, and it would, because it was a movie, Barbie the Princess and the Pauper. And it was a musical, so you could press different buttons in the castle, and it would play snippets of the song. It was so cool.
So it made it look like you were playing it.
No, it's not that intricate, but
Okay.
it would, you could press, it was a little piano. It was a little Barbie
Well,
piano.
you press one button and a song plays.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. That's very nice.
It was a really cool toy. But yeah, I didn't mean to derail this Elf episode about toys.
Yeah, we're talking about Elf, right?
We are talking about Elf.
Right? It's Christmas.
I really love like all of the odes to old Christmas movies that are not like, it's one thing to have, I feel like nowadays for there to be like quote Easter eggs, there's Easter eggs like Marvel style. You'll see like the name in a marquee somewhere, or it'll be casually mentioned, or it'll be like, I don't know, Joe Russo being gay in a support group, something like that. Like it'll just be like
We all
overt,
remember
like,
that one.
but like it'll be like in your face. But Elf does their homages really smart.
John Favreau as a doctor.
John Fab, well, like even the what are those stop motion animation? Like there's a name for it. They're called the, I don't know, is it called the Rankin Bass, or am I thinking of something else?
You wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. I just thought it was stop motion animation.
Yeah, yeah, okay, yeah, the Rankin Bass. That's like the Rudolph and
Oh, yeah.
the like Heat Miser, and like all those stop motion animation Christmas
Yeah.
movies. So like, there's a bunch of homages to that like in the opening, and all the animals in the North Pole are animated stop motion like that. And then like it's set in New York, and I feel like so many Christmas movies are set in New York.
The best place to be for Christmas.
Yeah, for real though. It's New York is so beautiful. Like the whole image that I have of New York and like the magical place that it is from watching Christmas movies and seeing like all the window shopping and the Rockefeller Center, that huge Christmas tree and everything. That's beautiful.
It lives up to the hype, I will say.
One day I'm going. One day.
I like all the sets in the North Pole. I
Oh
like the tiny
yeah.
tables, chairs, tiny doors, tiny toilets, tiny showers, tiny beds.
Everything tiny.
Everything tiny.
Is that just how you live? Is it the world you live in? Being
I
so
am
tall?
not. I am not a giant. I'm a
That
normal
sounds
sized human
exactly
being.
like something a giant would say.
I'm a normal sized
Hmm.
human being. Go about my life normally. But it was cool. The snow, and then I love that it just came to mind, but I love that he talks to all these animals, right? The narwhal and whatever it was.
Hi, buddy. Hope you find your dad.
And then the first thing he does is try to talk to a raccoon in New York.
Yeah.
He's just so used to talking to animals.
That's Rocket right there.
Yeah. All right, here's more questions for you.
Okay, okay.
This is an easy one. I think it's very small. Maybe I just missed it. So I was thinking, how does he find his dad so easily? Is it just because Santa knows all? He
No,
sees him when he's sleeping?
when Papa Elf told him about his dad, he says, "Your dad works in this building," and gave him. That's why he had the snow globe.
Yeah, but is that Santa knowledge? That's what I need to know.
I think that's Santa knowledge.
Because he
Yeah,
knew what floor he worked on. He knew what office he was in. He knew like who to ask, the
he knew like
receptionist.
the whole backstory. He knew like, oh, this is your dad and this is your mom. She passed away. Yada yada.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
think
that's
that's
Santa knowledge,
all.
right?
That's Santa knowledge. Yeah,
Okay.
that's that Santa database, Santa base, if you
It's
will.
that big old book. He has a naughty and nice book, and then a book of data logs when people are sleeping and awake.
Yeah, Tony.
Uh,
If Santa was to open his book and go to your name, what would you want for Christmas?
why did it become so deep now when we're just talking about health?
You mentioned the book. I got curious.
Right now, I'll take a lasagna.
Go to Santa, like, write that down, write that down, Tony.
And you want a lasagna. Tony is talking to the camera.
in that in that montage of
Yeah.
all of them, like, was it Carolyn Roberts wants a Susie talks a lot? Yes.
Uh
And
huh.
Tony, he wants a lasagna.
He is real. I stopped believing. I'm sorry, Santa. We didn't really fully explore that conversation. It's a sad day when you stop believing in Santa, let me tell you. It's a slow realization. You have to slowly accept it. All right, I'll move on.
I
So,
was thinking like how old was I? Because I remember I was in school. I did like I was online school for a while, but I did go to school, and I remember being like in kindergarten, and my teacher was like telling us about Santa, and I remember we wrote a letter to Santa. And I remember I got home and I told my mom, like in the car, I was like, "Oh yeah, we wrote letters to Santa." And my mom goes, "There's no such thing."
he's fake. He's a faker, and he
she,
stinks.
we don't like him. We don't like his kind around here.
Nah.
And I was just like, "Oh, okay." And my mom was like, "But you could tell Jesus what you want." But how old were you? I know we covered this, but I forgot. How old were you?
I was like 18.
8. Yeah. What? Why do I not believe that?
You believe me, and you were like trying to accept that.
Are
You're
you?
trying to accept that. That's so nice of you. I don't know how old I was, but I really don't remember. I think it was before middle school. Before middle school, or maybe like fifth grade had to have been the last grade or something like that. But I think it was
Okay.
before that. But I remember there was conversations, talking about Santa leading up to Christmas. I spoke about Santa a lot with my cousin. We're the same age, and yeah, we'll just be excited about what we're gonna get and sending letters to Santa. And then slowly, when you're going to public school and things like that, and there's some kids I'll be like, Santa's not real, blah blah blah, and it's like, whoa, and that's when it puts the first thought in your head, like, Santa's not real. How's is that even a concept? What do you mean? How is something not real? That doesn't make sense to me. But then, time goes on, you get a little bit smarter, and I remember even talking with my cousin. She was saying the same thing. She was saying like, "Oh, there's some kids in my school who don't believe in Santa." I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's yeah." And it's like, I still do. And
Non-believers.
she's like, "I do too." I'm like, yeah, they're getting coal for Christmas. That's a bad idea. But and then my mom, she did a good job of keeping up the ruse,
Santa.
the Santa spirit.
She was a good Santa's little helper.
But yeah, it's just a slow realization. Is like, I guess he's not real. I guess he can't visit every single house in one night,
Oh,
and he can't eat all the plates of cookies in one
you were
night.
beginning to not believe.
Yeah, it's a sad day.
Mm.
All right, but this is a nice movie. We'll keep going.
In this movie, Santa does exist.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I was watching Dan Merle. He does Charts with Dan. That's his YouTube channel, Dan Merle.
Uh-huh.
And because as of this recording, Violent Night is out. So
Oh
David
no.
Harbour,
Yeah.
so
I
he
That movie does look cool, yeah.
they looked. I'm gonna watch it. I can't wait to watch it. All the
When does it
Christmas puns are so good.
when does it come out?
It's out.
It's out?
It's out. Yeah. His show is,
Oh.
he follows the charts, the box office and stuff,
Mhm.
and he he took the numbers of all the Christmas movies that have Santa being real, like a real Santa in it.
Mhm.
Because in Violent Night, David Harbour's a real Santa,
He's not
kicking
like a
butt.
guy who just is a mall Santa. He's Santa Santa.
No, he's Santa. Yeah, he's a real Santa Claus. And Elf is the number one movie with a real Santa in it, like highest grossing movie.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
I know this movie was super successful when it released in theaters, and now it's a Christmas classic. It's a I wouldn't say modern because I feel like modern would be like anything coming out in this decade, maybe before after the 2010s, but it came out in
Do we have
2003.
good recent Christmas movies?
I
Modern
was
Christmas movies?
I was thinking about that. Like, what's a good? You know what though? One of the movies, not this month because we already have our schedule planned out. I have been hearing really good things about Netflix's Scrooge. It's a musical. It's an animated musical, but I've been hearing really good things about it, just kind of on the web. So I do want to check that out and just see. But yeah, I was wondering, like, is there a good modern Christmas movie? I feel like they're with Christmas movies, there's such a tendency to get lost in the sauce. It's really easy to rely on your emotions and the magic of Christmas, especially when you start using like those Hallmark Lifetime movie kind of trope.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of them are just love stories that take place during Christmas.
She's a small town girl living in a lonely world. Took the midnight train, going anywhere.
Here we go.
And he was a city boy, born and raised in South Detroit. Took a midnight train, going anywhere. But not just at any time. It's on Christmas Eve.
That's your
Lifetime
pitch?
Network brings you
Oh goodness. A
Don't
soft piano
Stop.
cover of Don't Stop Believing.
Don't Stop Believing in Love at Christmas on Lifetime this Monday, 9, 8 Central.
Could
Uh,
I edit all that out? I don't want to give anyone ideas.
no, I'm pretty sure it's already like
It's
written
already a
somewhere.
thing. Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a thing. Hallmark has like marathons where it's like it's Christmas movie month, like, and they have just Christmas movies playing all day. That's how many they got.
Have you seen the tagline for Violent Night?
I've seen a bunch, but I don't remember them off
The
the top of my
poster
head.
tagline?
Um, no.
It says, "You better watch out."
You want to say that in your most menacing voice too? You better watch out.
It's so smart with the buzz. I can't wait to watch it. All
Oh,
right.
you're giving me hiccups.
Isn't that really good though?
Yeah, that's smart. He
All
sees
right.
you when you're sleeping.
Caroline, let's talk about Elf. Let's talk about Elf.
Tony, I have some fun facts here that I
Oh,
think are
okay.
really funny.
All right. All right.
Number one, there were traffic accidents during the
I
filming
knew it.
of Elf.
Hey, I'm driving it.
And partially it's because a lot of the times they filmed it, and yeah, like the the taxi scenes are real, but a lot of traffic accidents happened during the film because they would be filming like on the streets of New York, and people would see like, is that Will Ferrell in an elf outfit? And they would like, wouldn't be paying attention to the road.
No, that's another good thing you made me realize. This was actually shot in New York, not like CGI Marvel, New York and city in the background.
They shot on set, like
Wow.
at location. Here we
That's
go.
very rare. It's so expensive to shoot there now.
I think that's another reason why like this movie just worked too. Like you have all of these Christmas tropes, but they're using it smart. They're not using it to like actually try to just, I don't know what the term is, but they're being smart about it, and then they're like, we're gonna film in New York. Like we're gonna make it look as authentic and real as possible. And part of that is we have to shoot in New York. Even like all the New York lore that Santa was dropping in the first part of the movie.
Ray's Pizza?
There are millions of raised pizzas. All of them claim to be the original, but the real one, the good one, is on 11th.
Yeah. When did this movie come out? What year?
2003.
All right, you see? Now no one could afford to shoot in New York. Not even Disney shoots in New York.
Oh. Hmm.
I'm exaggerating, but Disney wants to save money. They're not gonna shoot in New
They
York.
shoot in
But
Georgia. All their movies
yeah,
are shot in Georgia.
yeah.
Their movie budget was 33 million and it made, you want to guess? You want to price is right it?
Um,
Just
worldwide,
ballpark it.
worldwide,
This is box office, yeah.
it made 250 mil.
You are so close. I'll give it to
Really?
you. You're over, but you're so
Okay.
close. 225
Oh,
mil.
okay. All right. That's
Super
pretty good.
close. Yeah, yeah.
I don't know what the range is for Christmas movies, but I mean, just on its own, that's a good return on investment.
Yeah, I wonder if oh man, I can't see like the box office for, let's see. December, well, 2023 in film. What came out that year? Let's find out. That's pre-Marvel, so you probably don't know.
Yeah, anything before 2008, I can't remember.
Oh, it did not hit the top 10. It didn't. But Tony, a really big movie came out that year.
What year is it?
2003.
2003.
Uh-huh.
Racking my brain.
I'm gonna give you a really big hint. And I mean like you're gonna know it.
Okay.
Dun-dun-dun, dun, dun-dun-dun, dun,
Dun-dun-dun,
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 dun-dun-dun.
dun, dun, dun-dun-dun, dun, dun-dun-dun, dun, dun. Bring me the horizon.
That's
No
right.
wonder.
That's right. Also, Lord of the Rings: Return of the King with
Oh,
1
yeah.
billion in the worldwide gross box office.
Yeah.
That one came out too, like, a bunch. Finding Nemo, Bad Boys 2, like, just a lot of
I'll say it was
movies.
just a good year for film then,
That was a good year for film.
including Elf. Yeah, throw Elf in there, that's pretty good.
And then, yeah, like, you're having, like, the best summer blockbuster year, and then in December, you get this modern, Christmas classic with Elf. Amazing.
Yeah, pretty sweet.
That is awesome.
My first guess was Spider-Man, but Spider-Man was 2002 or 1. No,
Oh.
wait, 2. I'm not sure. But anyway,
Oh my gosh, The Cat in the Hat came out that year too.
2003,
Yeah,
that is a strong lineup.
that's a big year. Oh my gosh.
Things were so much more pleasant back then.
Dude, Cheaper by the Dozen. I'm like, I'm getting nostalgic for these movies. This is where it was like every month you had something to watch.
Yeah. I mean, we had a pretty good year this year too.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. We had a good year. We
Yeah.
had a Top Gun
Enough said. We can
right
move
there. We
on.
can end it.
That's it, yeah. You can watch
Yeah.
that all year long.
So another thing, the cotton balls that
Oh,
Buddy
yeah.
eats. So I am very happy to know that they are not actually cotton balls. They were cotton candy that
He
had not
wasn't actually
been.
eating cotton balls.
I thought that maybe like it was just like I don't know, like an actor's thing. Like he was actually like storing it in his cheek or something, and then pretending to swallow or whatever. Like I don't know. Like it's they looked really because I feel like cotton candy is airy. Like it doesn't have that, but like whatever he was eating looked like cotton balls. But no, it was cotton candy that had not been dyed. And so they just put it in there. He was able to like grab it and eat from it.
All right, let me ask you the question that relates to this.
Okay.
Why is Buddy a man child?
Okay. So I had been thinking about that the whole movie. And then it didn't hit me until he was drunk in the mailroom and he said, my dad became a master, like my dad became an apprentice at
490.
490. So that makes me think if Buddy is like, I don't know, 39, I don't know how
I
old
think it was
Lothario
30.
is. If Buddy's like 30 in this movie, that's a child for an elf.
I like that explanation. Yeah,
If
I like
if
that.
he if he's saying that his papa didn't get like his first job or his first break until 490 and then Buddy was still like in school with all the other kids and it's because those kids are probably 30.
I really like that explanation. I think that's the best we're going to get. But still, those kids seemed more mature than he did.
Yeah.
We don't spend
Yeah.
a lot of time with them, but
Yeah,
I
we
just don't see like
don't.
any, outbursts or anything. All the elves and the older elves, whatever, they're all very mature. None of them, they're all excited about Christmas and stuff, but none of them are like Buddy. And that's partially the point too. Like he's the one that has the strongest Christmas spirit and stuff. But I like your explanation. I think we could go with that. But that was on my mind.
When I start thinking about it hard, my explanation doesn't hold up, but I want to believe.
Don't think about it too much. All right.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Okay. We'll stick with
Yeah,
that.
I like it.
Because I'm like, why is he looking for work and he's working with all these other elves that look adulty and they're acting adulty, but he's not. And yeah, let's move on.
Yeah, because eating the cotton balls is like that's when it felt like,
He's
what's
acting like
going
a
on here?
he's acting like a 5-year-old.
Yeah, eating the bubble gum on the railings to go to the subway.
Oh, ugh.
That was rough.
That I couldn't look. I had
They should have censored that. We
I
got
was
the director's cut.
I was covering my eyes. Ugh. I wonder how they filmed that. How do you do that? Anything you put to touch a
They
subway
probably
rail,
wiped it down. They probably
that's not
cleaned the railing
enough.
real quick.
That's not
And
enough.
then his gum that he chewed
That's
already,
not
he put
enough.
on there.
That's not enough.
Will Ferrell's willing to do whatever it
They
takes.
shot him up Liver King style with like 20 steroids and tetanus shots and then told him to film that scene.
Yeah, eating bubblegum off a railing is primal, and Will Ferrell's willing to do that.
Primal.
Yeah.
That was so gross. Mm-mm. But you know what though? Like I remember how I told you I had like a pint of ice cream next to me and I didn't touch it.
Yeah, you were distracted or
It
like caught
kind
up
of
in the
it kind of
moment.
hit me why all that sugar that Buddy was eating.
Oh, you were turned off.
It made my stomach hurt. And you know what? Even right now, my stomach hurts a little bit at just the thought of consuming that much sugar.
He really did eat that. Spaghetti with maple syrup, Pop Tarts, M&Ms, mini
When he's
marshmallows.
on the phone with his dad, it's not just maple syrup. He's putting chocolate sauce all over that thing.
Yeah, chocolate syrup.
That chocolate syrup is like concentrated because you're only supposed to put a little bit like in your milk or things like that. Like it's super concentrated chocolate and sugar. And he was slathering it.
Yeah, that part got me a little sick just looking at it.
That I couldn't. I was thinking, this is why I didn't eat my ice cream. Like, I was like, no, thank you. I'm just gonna stick with the water. I was reading right here, on the IMDb like trivia page, that scene where Buddy is assembling his sugar mountain pasta had to be shot twice because the first time Will Ferrell bit into it, he vomited.
Oh, so he's human. That's
He's
good to hear.
human. Yeah.
I wonder if all the actors actually ate. Like, did Will Ferrell actually eat the spaghetti and maple syrup? Did the actress eat?
She looked like
Wait, is
it.
her name Emily?
Yeah, Emily.
Okay. Yeah, did she
She was
eat
like
it?
fighting through it.
She's so awesome.
I'm reading right here the headline. Will Ferrell claims he suffered from the biggest headache he ever had in his life while filming Elf due to all the sugary foods he had to consume throughout filming.
Oh my gosh.
He had a sugar crash.
Multiple days on set.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way to fake that
Yeah, I mean, you gotta eat. You gotta eat. It's like, okay, eat the sugar.
unless you get a stuntman to come in and shoot the shot from the back and then just put a hat on a curly hair
Right.
wig.
He eats like one gumdrop and they're like, stuntman number two.
Do like a silhouette shot, lantern on the body, and then you see the shadow on the wall, and then you see him gobbling down a bunch of candy.
You know, I told him I'm gonna have to walk back my statement about this movie and their Easter egg homages
What?
to old Christmas films. Because as I'm like looking up information about this movie, since we're doing it on the fly, the kid from A Christmas Story, Ralphie, Red Ryder BB gun
Yeah.
kid, glasses, that's the elf that says, "You're not a cotton-headed ninny muggins."
Oh, that's why they had him there?
That's why they had him there. That's the actor who played him.
That's who I thought. What was the two things you called out of the toys that they were making? It was Mr. Potato Head and
And Bob the Builder.
yeah, when you said that's Bob the Builder, I'm like, who, him? Like, I thought you just knew
You
the voice actor. Like, yeah, they got
Bob
him.
the Builder.
Yeah,
I just casually have that in my brain. Yes,
yeah.
we can.
So wait, take back what? Because that seems like a perfectly reasonable homage.
Well, just that I was saying that they didn't do that, and they actually did do that.
Oh, and they did do that.
Mm-hmm.
So you didn't think John Favreau was already doing that? They
No,
pulled a
I
Russo
didn't.
Bros before. Well, Favreau did a Russo Bros before Russo
Favreau
Bros
did it so Russo Bros could do it.
walked to run. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Russo Bros saw that and we're like, write that down, write that down.
Does he do it in every movie? Because he did it in Iron Man.
I know he's in a lot of his movies,
He did it in
right?
Chef. He directed Chef.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's a movie I want to see. I've
This
only
guy
seen
likes
clips of
recording himself.
Chef,
He's like a pre Taika Waititi,
but he's a nice Taika
He's like a
Waititi.
humble Taika Waititi.
Humble King John Favreau.
He's like a likable. No, I'll stop
He's
right
like a likable, nice professional, actually cares about his work,
there. Talented.
talented, nice guy to hang out with,
All
not
right, let's slow
weird or
down. Let's slow down. Let's
anything.
slow down. Let's slow down now.
In fact, actually,
The
we
only
should
mess
say
up
Taika
was
Waititi is an egotistical, narcissistic, uncreative John Favreau. We shouldn't do John Favreau the disservice of
Taika
comparing
only mess
him
up
to Taika
once.
Waititi. Yeah, but I already can't stand him. He let it get to his head.
Just wait for Thor 5.
We need to
You could change your mind.
we need to untedify Waititi. I know what
On
I
what?
said. let's let's move on.
On what?
Let's move on.
You want to do what to Taika? Okay, I have a real question. Ready?
Okay.
Does Walter Hobbs deserve to be on the naughty list?
Yeah.
That was quick.
I mean, it's he's on the naughty list, but
He
also
literally no, he's on there, but does he deserve to be on there?
yes. He the
Explain.
movie okay, the movie shows that he neglects his family, he's always working, and even when he does work, he's sloppy at it. Like he makes children's books, but he doesn't even make them exciting. He doesn't even care. It's all about like get it out there, let's print it. And then they say like, "Hey, your work sucks. You're even lazy at that." Like he doesn't he's like, "Oh, we don't need the last 2 pages, just do it." He's not even good at his job and like morally good. So yeah, he's on the naughty list.
All right. Here's how I see it. I'm probably
Oh,
wrong, and I'm probably making excuses for him.
oh boy, you is it because you relate to this guy with your
What the hell's
Christmas
that Christmas
spirit?
tree? I did get the impression that he is a victim of circumstance. He's stuck in this high level position, the golden handcuffs, if you will. And
Suffering from success. DJ
yeah, DJ
Khaled style.
Khaled said it best. I think this is him. He's a classic workaholic. He has to focus all of his attention on work. It's not much of a choice unless he wants to lose his job and not be able to provide for his family. So, of course, he's going to neglect his wife, his kids. Not excusable, but that's the reason. And then he has to avoid dinner to keep work going. He has to make this pitch on Christmas Eve, not his decision. And yeah, the work is sloppy, not very good because it's gotten to the point where that's not what he's motivated doing. And he has to do it for not out of passion or love. He has to do it for marketability and popularity. And we can tell with what was his name? Peter Dinklage. What was his name?
Miles Edge. I'm gonna look up the cast real quick.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Best children's book author in the world.
Miles Finch.
Miles Finch. Thank you. He's the best children's book author in the world. He comes in and look at his attitude. He's like, nah, farms, we've done it already. You can't do that. No, you can't do tomatoes. He's like, guys, it's not going to work. This is a guy that you would think he makes the best children's book in the world. You would think he would be so passionate, like, guys, this is the spirit of Christmas. This is what children love. This is what they want. No, he's just like, this is what works. This is what doesn't. And that's literally the business now. If he wants to do business like that, that's how you got to think about it. I think it's soul killing. And I think that's where he's stuck in. And then there's moments where I just really didn't see him as this mean guy. I think he's just a slave to his work and he's silently suffering, desperate for a change in life. And I think there's moments where you see, like, all right, he's actually pretty kind. And the first moment that I saw was when Buddy, I think it was after he sent him the present, the bodyguards took him out, but they still gave him the present and he got like the lingerie or whatever. Very funny. But then, oh no, it wasn't after that. I think it was after the prison, after he gets him out of jail. But
Yes.
they're in the stairway, and then he's like, "What do you want? Money? Huh? What do you want from me?" He's like, "I just want to love you and hang out with you." And the look on his face, he's like, "Whoa, this is the first guy that's ever been so pure intended." Like it's like he's never interacted with somebody like that. He was so shocked. The look on his face, and then after that, I think you start seeing the real him, where it's like, "Yeah, you can stay at my house." Like first, he wants to prove, is this really my son or is he crazy? It's my son. All right. I'll take my doctor's advice. Shout out to John Favreau. I'll
Yeah.
bring him to my house. I'll invite him over. And I think he really did a lot of opening up. And I don't know if he was exactly worthy of the naughty list. I don't think he really did. He did have his outburst, but he apologized. And that was obviously the heat of the moment. But is that enough to get on the naughty list?
I think, okay, I see your angle, but also, isn't it enough to be on the naughty list just not believing in Santa?
That's a different story.
So
He's an adult.
if he doesn't believe in Santa, doesn't that already automatically make him on the naughty list?
Maybe. I don't know if that was the rules established.
I feel like it is. But then, like, of course, the movie establishes that he's a shrewd businessman, and like
Yeah.
that's enough that he's not nice.
He's definitely on the naughty list for that. He's ignoring his family. He doesn't spend time with his kids, things like that.
Yeah,
But I'm just thinking, is that enough though? Because I think a lot of people have that lifestyle and they're not, is not on purpose entirely. At the end, he quits his job pretty much, but that was the last straw. He had to choose between his son and his job, and he made the right decision. Both sons.
I see what you mean, but I also think yes, you can be in circumstances like that, but what you can always control is your attitude. And he
Saying he
didn't.
could have been a little nicer while all this was
He
happening.
could have been a little nicer to his family. Be like, hey, you know what, son? I do this because I'm paying for your school. I'm doing this because I want you to have a good education and I love you and I want you to have all the things I didn't have growing up. Nothing like that. He's just, I'm going to eat in my room.
It's a hard place that you get in if you're that low. It's hard to pull
Now
yourself
you're
out,
just making
Caroline.
excuses. That makes me wonder.
What?
Hmm,
What?
what the hell is this?
A tree? You putting lights on this tree?
In my house? You're putting
In
lights
this
on this
house?
tree? In
In
this
this
house?
anti-Christmas house? You putting a tree in my
What the
house?
hell is this? Cut to your dad putting lights on the tree.
It does sound like excuses, but I really don't think is all his decision. I think he's just rock bottom. He seems like he's trapped in his job. He really does seem that way. That's it.
I don't think I sympathize, but that's not enough. And then of course you have the blanket statement of he doesn't believe in Santa.
Sure. I don't know if that one. I think that one's not Santa's law.
Sa-
I think Santa's more forgiving than that.
He sounded like a televangelist for Santa. Santa loves you. He sees you when you're sleeping. He
He
knows
knows
when
when
you're
you're
awake.
awake, and he's coming to town.
He's coming to town today or tonight.
You better watch out.
You better not pout, cause I'm telling you why. You can hear like the what's the church like burner like kind of organ piano
Hear
playing in
me,
the
my
background.
fellow Christmasers.
And rejoice,
I'm telling you why.
fellow children of Santa Claus. I'm like, yeah, North Pole's closed today.
I just think this. I'll leave it here. I'm not going to defend them anymore. I just think true naughty list people
What
would be, like burglars,
I knew, yeah, I was
murderers.
gonna say, what's your naughty list criteria? Like criminals?
Yeah, R.
You br-
Kelly.
you br-
You know what I mean?
okay, okay, okay. You break a
And it
law,
doesn't have to
you're
be
on the
that
naughty list.
extreme. It could be like
Give me a non-criminal example of somebody on the naughty list.
non-criminal.
Yeah, so somebody who's not a criminal. Example of the naughty list.
Someone who's not a criminal. There's a lot of things you could do, like betray your friends or stop, I don't know, like no longer keep in touch with your parents or I get that he ignored his family, but I feel like what's the intention? I think Santa knows your intentions. Hear me and rejoice.
And here we are, back again.
Do you doubt that he loves his wife and his son?
Are we talking about the dad? I was like, when you
Yeah,
said his wife, I was like, Mrs.
Mrs.
Claus.
Claus. I'm talking about Hobbs. Walter Hobbs. Do
No,
you
I
doubt that he
don't,
loves
'cause
his wife and his son?
I don't, but I do he does, like, severely neglect them emotionally.
He does. All right, I guess that's enough.
I mean, you just said doesn't keep in touch with their parents, and he doesn't even keep in touch with
I'm not
his
making the
son.
rules here.
You
Santa
just said
makes
it.
the
You
rules.
just said
I'm me. This is me. Look, I know for sure murderers.
it.
You know
Murderers, R-wordists, thieves.
what?
I don't wanna say it
R.
on the
Kelly.
pod. Yeah, that's what the R stands for in R. Kelly. But
Criminal activity for sure. I know without a doubt. But then
naughty list.
everything else, I don't know. That's
Drug
just me
dealers,
guessing.
naughty list.
Gaslighters, naughty
Naughty
list.
list. Gas girl bosses, naughty list.
Naughty list for sure.
People who work in MLMs, naughty list.
People who scam call old people.
Oh, naughty
Naughty
list.
list. That's an easy one.
Call center scammers, yeah,
Yeah,
naughty
call center
list.
scammers, naughty list. The rest we leave to Santa.
We let him decide.
We let him decide.
This sounds like that moral question of like, if a murderer asks for forgiveness, will he get into heaven? It's like, we'll let God decide.
But here, electric chair.
Naughty list. I love the reaction. I remember that's like the only memory I have it when I saw this movie in theaters. Um, was the opening where Santa tells him like, "Buddy, that's another thing I wanted to tell you. Your dad, he's on the naughty list." And the laughter in the theater, even from like I saw it with my parents, and they were cracking up at that scene. And that's like the only memory that I have of this movie in
If
theaters.
I was in that theater, I would have been shaking my head, judging everyone. Look who's throwing stones here. Look at you all. Coal for every one of you.
All right, Tony. All right, all right. Let's
Hear
settle down
me
here, okay?
and
Okay, all
rejoice.
right. Come on, bro. It's almost Christmas time,
Better
man.
not pout.
Where's your Christmas cheer? Hey, come on. I'm telling you why. Let's go.
It's scary getting on the naughty list. You
When
know, in my letters to Santa, I always used to put Santa, I haven't been all that good this year. Yeah,
oh,
every time. I felt a little bit of
oh,
guilt.
my heart it just cracked. Oh,
I'm gonna have to ask my mom if she kept any of the letters because
is it?
I bet
Oh,
she did.
oh, I want to see it. You gotta have her send you photos or something.
Yeah, yeah. I'll ask her.
I remember. I don't want to give too much away for the story, but I thought I remembered a story that you and Carl told me where apparently, like, some lady in your building called your mom and said, like, "Oh yeah, your son is like he's hanging around with the wrong crowd. He's a really good kid, and
Oh,
they're influencing him." So, you
this
were
is
the
a true
good.
story.
You were the good kid, and I'm using air quotes. You were the good kid in your friend group.
Yeah, and I even ding dong ditch. So can you imagine?
You weren't good that year.
Mm,
Mm.
mm. But I wrote it in my apology letter to Santa slash
Aw.
my
He reads your
my
letter and he's
Amazon
like
cart list.
he reads your letter and he's like telling the elves, "All right, move him over.
Yeah, all
Move him
right, you're
back."
forgiven.
He puts the coal
Use the
away,
whiteout. Use the
pulls out
whiteout
the
on the
Game Boy,
naughty side. Put it
pulls out
on the
pulls
nice
out the
side.
Woody doll. He was just good enough. He didn't get his Game Boy, but he will get a Woody.
I never got the Game Boy. That's right. But I got the Woody.
So you never had a Game Boy? Just like asking. Or did you,
Uh,
or did you get it like for your birthday or something?
it came around later for a different reason. I'll probably tell you afterwards.
Okay. I was waiting. I was like, elaborate.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
And you're like, no, I don't think I will.
All right. I want to talk about Jovi.
Yes. My queen, Zoe Deschanel.
Zoe. Yes. So this was an interesting relationship because I thought she was going to play a bigger role in the movie.
She is just kind of along for the ride, isn't she?
She's just along for the ride. Yeah, that's what
She's
surprised
just
me.
she's just cool. Like there was no misunderstanding between the two of them either.
Yeah. There was no like, "Oh, you're really from the North Pole," or, "Oh, that's why you're so childlike," or whatever. No revelations. Even when she was singing, it's just like she wasn't even surprised that Santa flew over her head or anything. She was just like, "Yep, there he goes." Like none of that. It's just like taking life as it comes to me. And no problem there, but I just think it's funny. And I thought she was going to have some sort of arc like that. I thought she had to be convinced that Buddy really was from the North Pole. He was raised by elves. Or I thought she had to be convinced that Santa was real. Like maybe she was, she's working at the mall or whatever it was, and she's lost her Christmas spirit because, she's like a miserable elf
Yeah, like
working minimum wage.
she's a retail worker in this
Yeah.
in Christmas time. It's like, ugh.
Yeah. So I thought that was going to be at least one of the arcs. He's like, no, Santa's real. You got to believe. There's a lot of things to be happy about and be cheerful for. And then, yeah, the last shot would be Santa flying over her head and it's like, heart lighting up. I believe in you, Santa.
He was right.
He was right the whole time. But no, it was just like pretty nice.
I really liked that though. I liked that the conflict wasn't between the two of them. It was the story didn't try to hit you with so many things at once. The focus was Buddy and his dad. And so she was just kind of this nice like tag along. And even I don't know, I might be reading too much into it, but even that, he does fit in with the human world. He does like have a place there. He's found somebody that he likes and she just kind of fits him. It's almost like the April and Andy kind of thing from Parks and Rec, cuz she's very like, she's kind of
Grump and Sunshine.
she's kind of grump, but not full grump because she's a Christmas grump. She likes Christmas. I mean, you got to like Christmas to like
So
Buddy.
she's not a Christmas grump if she likes Christmas.
She's a pro Christmas grump.
She's pro Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I love if I remember I like for me like one of the most heartwarming scenes is their date because she's not making faces or annoyed like she's thoroughly enjoying the date. She loves and she looks happy that he's having fun in the revolving door and when he shows her the tree she's like I got you. I got something better and like it's a really sweet date that they go
She's like,
on.
I got you on the tree. He's like, this
Yeah.
is look how big this tree is. She's like, all right, all
Bet.
right. You want a bigger tree? I'll show you a bigger tree.
I'll show you a
Bam.
giant tree.
Yeah.
And like ice skating and it's so nice.
You
And
missed.
even though I know it's coming like a secondhand embarrassment scene is coming, I do like the shower duet. I like that scene a lot.
She was just singing very well.
I love Zoe Deschanel's voice. It makes me want to watch New Girl again.
Who's that girl?
Who's that girl? It's Jess.
It's over now, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I miss that show. I watched all of it during the
Let's
pandemic.
watch Yes Man. She's in there.
What?
Yeah.
Another reason for me to watch Yes Man.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to
Okay.
it.
Okay. But yeah, I just wanted to bring that up. No problem with it. Just like very interesting. She was just a cool girl. They had a cool relationship,
Who's
and that's
that
it.
girl? It's Jovi.
That's it. Nothing more, nothing less.
If her name is Jovi, what's her name?
It can't just be Jovi.
Giovanna?
Maybe. Yeah.
Joe.
Jove.
I get. I'm thinking
Jovine.
Joe.
Jovine.
No, Jolene.
I know it's Jolene. I made her song
Jovine.
for her.
Jovine. Jovine.
Jovine.
Please don't take Buddy away from me.
Maybe it's like Joanne. It's like
Okay, I was thinking Joanne, but there's no V in there, but you could still make it Jovi.
well, I was gonna say, how it's what's that name? Charles, and then to shorten it is Chuck, but
Chuck,
there's still
yeah,
there's still
yeah.
one syllable and it's not even shorter.
Or even like, sometimes kids can't pronounce their names and so they kind of mumble or garble it and
Oh,
it
easier
becomes
syllables.
a name. Like my cousin Victoria, her and we couldn't say Victoria, so she was Tova. And like even
Oh.
now I call her Tova. She's Tove or Tova.
Oh, okay. Not Tori.
No, no, she's
Okay.
always been Tova.
All right.
And I'm wondering if like maybe she's got a J name like that. We're reading a little too much into it, but Jovi's such an interesting name that they just kind of went with it. I
I
wonder
never
if
heard it.
Favreau.
Maybe growing up, you had a crush on a Jovi.
There's a J-O in John, and there's a V
All right,
in
now you're thinking
Favreau.
too much about this.
Jo-
Now,
John Favreau,
all right, that's enough.
Jovi.
I'm
Hmm.
pulling the brakes on this train. That's enough.
Hmm. Also, by the way, like while we've been talking, of course, I've been speed looking up stuff, and yeah, John Favreau based Buddy's behavior on his 1-year-old son.
Yeah, you said 5-year-old, and I don't know if I said it, but yeah, I know pretty well behaved, like
5-year-olds.
Yeah, a bunch of 5-year-olds that are well behaved. Yep.
And I was thinking about that too, and I was like, I said 5 just as an instinct reaction, then I thought,
Yeah,
no,
young
5-year-olds act
child.
better.
Yeah, 5-year-olds act better. Yeah.
I remember working in children's ministry, and the worst ages to work with were the 1 and 2-year-olds because yeah, that's how they act. And it was such a challenge to find someone to like cover the twos.
Nobody volunteered.
The ones and twos were bad.
Mm. Yeah, dealing with people like Buddy.
I'm singing. I'm here and I'm happy and I'm singing.
I'm adopted, and I
Yeah,
love you.
and I love you. And it's okay. We're going to be a big family now. And I'm
Now, how much of
singing.
this was funny to you and not like secondhand embarrassment?
I mean, the Venn diagram crosses over a little bit for both, but
But a lot of it is secondhand embarrassment.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh huh.
Oh man.
A lot of it is secondhand embarrassment. Once, like I said, once we get to the final third, I'm like, this is all right. I'm not cringing. This is a nice movie.
By the way, I
It's
want to say this isn't my type of humor, but I know why you said that. It's like I usually find it funny, but I don't seek out this type of humor. I just don't.
mhm.
I don't pick up when it's cringy or whatever.
Yeah, you have no cringeometer.
No cringeometer.
None. And
No.
I have a
Well, a little bit. I know, like, I knew
mhm,
the song because when you're like, "Oh, this is a scene I can't watch," I'm like, "What is it?" I'm like, let me hear," and then I don't know what's happening yet. And then once he says, "Sing a song," I'm like, "This is it. This is gonna be it. This song is gonna
mhm,
be it."
mhm.
But then
I'm
outside of
singing.
that, usually songs get to people. Yeah, cringy songs. How did you feel about Fergie's national anthem?
That was a little different, but I did enjoy watching
All right,
that. That was funny. The basketball players' faces were the best. Of the free. I have it in my head now. But one of my favorite thing what I do love about this movie is the soundtrack. Every song is perfect.
they picked a lot of good Christmas songs.
They picked classic Christmas songs. Wow. But even like Pennies from Heaven, that's not a Christmas song, but it just fit.
Yeah,
Shooby
they got the mood
dooby.
right.
My favorite part of that song is when they go macaroni. It's just I love that song. All the songs are impeccable and they just it hits on that nostalgia while also bringing forward like this modern Christmas story. It really is a really good modern Christmas movie. It's a classic, and even though I don't like, even though yeah, I cringe, I still watch it. Like I'm not the person that like, hey, let's watch Elf, and I'm gonna be like, oh no, guys, that's too cringy for me. I can't like, I'll watch it. I was down to watch it for the pod. I was
But
like, this
not
is
by
gonna be a good
yourself.
one. No, not by myself.
Too many scenes you got to fast forward.
Yeah, yeah. The Christmas movie that I love to watch, my Christmas movie, is Home Alone 2. That's my Christmas movie. I love it. That to me is the dream. Like that is why I want to go to New York and everything. And
You want to see Donald Trump?
dude, my like Santa doesn't exist moment. I'm gonna ignore what you said. My Santa doesn't exist
I'll repeat it.
moment
Do you want to see Donald Trump?
was when I found out that FAO Schwartz doesn't exist anymore. That was my like heart wrenching moment. I think I found out at 18 about that. I had that dream of like going to FAO Schwartz and seeing because like they don't call it FAO Schwartz in Home Alone 2, but it's like I remember my mom telling me, "Oh, that's like based on FAO Schwartz." And man, I want to go to a store like that. And then I remember when I grew up and I graduated high school and everything, and my mom was like, "Let's take a trip. Like, let's go to New York or something." I was like, "Yeah, we can go to FAO Schwartz." And my mom's like, "Oh, they closed down." And I was like, "What?"
Hmm.
Ah,
I don't believe in anything
I,
anymore.
except Jesus, of
Christmas
course.
is dead.
Except Jesus.
Of course.
But
But
Home
Christmas is ruined.
Home Alone 2 is that's the movie I'll watch on my own.
I was
That's
gonna ask
the
you, where do you put Elf among your Christmas movies?
Ooh, dude, I can't rank that on the fly,
Not a
man.
ranking necessarily, but just think about like where does it fall on like Christmas spirit? Like, does it make you feel like Christmas is here? How often would you? Well, we already know you wouldn't watch it on your own. So that answers that question. But
It definitely, like you know what? Even, like, to because my time really is a blur, and I think I even told you today, I'm not really hearing Christmas music right now, and that's not intentional. I don't feel the Christmas spirit as strong this year. Last year, I was like, "Woo, let's go," Christmas is my favorite holiday. But I think it's just a combination of things, but the main one is because mom's not here, and so it's kinda hard to gauge it right now. But you know what? Like rounding back to that question, this movie, like watching it with you right now, like a couple of minutes, hour ago, it did reignite that love of Christmas in me. Of like, that's right, Christmas is in 2 weeks. I gotta start listening to the music again. I gotta get hyped. Like Christmas is coming. So it did do its intended purpose and get me amped for Christmas.
it also got me thinking of how I used to think of Christmas.
When you
I'm
were a
like, man,
child,
I used to really like Christmas. Yeah,
you used to be a believer.
I used to believe.
You used to put up trees.
Yeah, I used to look forward to putting ornaments on there. I remember we had Sylvester the cat on there. We
Oh,
would put on there. Yeah, it was pretty exciting.
Christmas is always the best time of the year. That would be like, oh, December. I remember thinking, because like I think every kid when they're growing up, they think their birthday is the best month ever. Like your birthday is like for you it's
Really?
September, for me. I just this was just my own. Maybe I'm just probably speaking for myself, but I think
Okay.
growing up sometimes we think like, oh, your birthday is the best month or this is the best month, but I know at least for me, and I'm probably maybe I am generalizing it too much, but either way, Christmas for me was always the best month because and not just from when I was a kid, but even like when I was older and in college because the semester ends like right now finals is going on. So the semester ends the first week of December. So that was already like reason number 1 to love December is like, all right, I'm off. Like I have the whole month of December off after finals. And then after that, it was just like, let's put up the tree, let's listen to the music, let's watch the movies, let's bake the cookies. It was just all the fun stuff that we would do.
So it remained that way.
Yeah.
All
This
right.
movie did a good job to like remind me of all the good times at Christmas.
Yeah. I would say I saw this movie with an adult brain now, so I can remember what happened. It was very good at bringing out the Christmas spirit, I must say. But I always, and this isn't my ranking, I would have to think about, but Home Alone 1 is just the
Oh,
Christmas movie that gets the mood just right.
when you hear that theme, that like da,
Yeah.
na, 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 na.
Yeah.
That's John Williams, right?
It's
Yes.
John Williams, yep.
He he never fails. He never misses the assignment.
So, and I told you, I think I haven't seen Home Alone 2 as much. So I don't remember it as well in the order of events that it happens, but I just really like the coziness of one. I like that it's in the one house. I don't
Yeah,
like that it's all of New York
this is
for
my
part two.
house. I gotta defend it.
Yeah.
Home Alone 1, I don't deny that. Home Alone 1 is a classic, absolute classic. I just like 2 because it's set in New York.
Hey,
Hey,
forget about it.
I'm walking here.
All right.
It's Christmas here. Hey, what do you want for Christmas? How you doing?
How you doing? I'm Santa.
How you doing?
So what else do we have for Elf, Caroline?
It's a good movie.
Did
I
we do
like
this
it.
movie justice?
I hope so. Ash, let me know if I did your movie
Or
justice.
we'll do a part 2 if we missed anything.
There was something I wanted to touch on, but my mind is just all over the place. Oh, maybe it's just me. Do you think that, you know what? Like, this is not even a serious thing. The Central Park Rangers. What was up with that? Why do they have to be these like four horsemen like peeps?
You know, I was thinking they did some comparisons to, biblical comparisons. I don't know if that was their intention or
Oh,
not. But come
okay.
on, the Santa line where he's like, you can't show everyone because they don't have to see to believe. I don't, it's not the exact quote, but that was the idea, right?
Mhm.
They don't have to see to believe. I'm like, okay. And then, yeah, why was it the four horsemen? He said that he put them on the naughty list.
And they never forgave him since
They
like
never forgave him.
I don't know. I feel like that was one of the things that came out of left field, but it does like
They needed to add more suspense or something, tension for the end, I guess.
yeah, and with Christmas movies, I think they're afforded that kind of like suspension of belief where you're just like, okay, these are these park rangers that are chasing Santa.
That's how I felt about it. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever.
All right.
They gotta
Go,
get him, Santa. Come on,
go Santa, run.
get
Run,
that
run,
Kringle 3000
Rudolph.
up and running.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Man, but Santa is so cool.
Uh, okay.
Don't you agree?
Uh, are you about to get on your soapbox?
Hear me out on this.
Yeah.
He
He's
is
uh-huh.
so nice. He makes elves make toys for kids all around the world all year long, and he spends back-breaking hours delivering it all to put smiles on kids' faces.
You better not pout. You better not
And all he asks for in return is to
pout.
believe
I'm telling
and maybe
you.
leave some cookies. Merry
Two
Christmas.
time. We could end it right there.
Okay,